Well, welcome back everyone. We've got a nice cedar log on the bunks here, and when this tree was growing, it ended up with quite a few bark inclusions in it that is really deep. So I stopped milling after I flattened off the two sides. So I'm attempting to get as much out of this as we can without wasting a bunch of material. That's the thing, and sometimes it's tough to do. It is beautiful out here today. Right, bring that end up a ½ inch and I think we've got it. The nice thing about owning your own mill is you get to make this stuff the way you want to. Most professional sawmills probably wouldn't even mess with this type of material for us. So it is definitely a really good way to get what you want out of your trees. Get this guy out of the way. Now, beautiful piece of lumber there. I'm anxious to see what it's going to look like. Catch this right at the bark line, and you will see the difference as we come across there. We might be able to salvage some of the live edge once we get this thing squared up. Better put my safety glasses on. We just did get underneath that for the depth of the hole that was in the bark line here. And we can definitely use that for something. I really don't think we can saw any more out of it, simply because of the way the tree grew. Boy, that's pretty. Make a really nice half post. Now, all right. That's going to give us some really nice 1x6s here. And we are perfectly square. Good. All right, let's rail these things off of here and see what we end up with. I think we're going to be in for a surprise here, guys. That looks really nice here. That's 100% red. peer through. Let's mill it and see what happens. Look at that. Surprising when you look at a log that was crowned like it was, and now we're turning out material that you'd be proud to put on pretty much any project you was building with. Yeah. And we have ourselves a really nice 1x6 there. Let's cut another one and see what it looks like. Make sure all of our log stops and clamp is clearing. We'll have to move this one on our next run. Fantastic material, guys. No crowns developing in the wood. That looks awesome. That really does look better than what I thought we was going to get out of this. And that's perfect right there. I've made it a habit to tighten the T-handle on the log clamp as well. That way if this thing does vibrate loose, it can't kick up and into our saw blade. And we're still perfect. Alright, let's take us another one off of here. And because this thing has so many knots in it as well, the knots is the hardest part of the wood. So as you're sawing through that, and if you see one, you can slow down a little bit and allow the saw to catch up. Boy, look at that. We're getting into the bottom side of the bark line now. That is still some nice looking stuff. When I flip this thing over, it looks like we are absolutely at the end of what we're going to get there. But we still have plenty on this end to work with. So, I'm going to trim this with a chainsaw. There's no sense in continuing to cut that. We'll get it out of our way and see what we can end with here. And I'll leave us a little bit of room on there so we can square up if we need to. It's a nice thing about owning your own mill, guys. You get down to a piece like this that any place would consider waste board. Now we can trim this thing up and get a little more out of it. We're going to just get in there, and that'll give us something to square up to. As you can see, that's a pretty healthy end that we have there. Oh, look at that. Wow. You can't complain about that, right? Being able to make stuff like this, perfect. It's worth a little bit of extra effort. Again, sawmills won't even mess with logs like this because they already know what kind of time it takes to get the material to come to light, as we see here. So it's not necessarily in their production numbers, but it is definitely in mine. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're making results like this from your band sawmill, you know exactly what we have done here today. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll try to get to that bigger log on the next run. I'll talk to you on the next one.